of something. Okay.
I mean, it helps.
Yeah.
It's a lot more. It's more and less accessible. But whatever. I'm done. Rant over.
Okay. And I'm ready. Officially. Thank you for your patience,
Welcome.
everyone.
Okay, that means I gotta put a little highlight clip. Boop. Welcome, everybody, to Oops, All Tieflings, a Pathfinder 2nd Edition adventure. I'd like to welcome you all to our session 1 of a multiple session. We know exactly how many sessions there's going to be, but it's a surprise. Game
Cool.
about a ragtag group of tieflings just trying to earn a living. I'm Scarlett, your game master, and your gay master. Let's introduce everybody. You can say who you are, where we can find you. You can say who you're playing, but I'm going to give you an opportunity to introduce your characters in game. So you could maybe just say the name of your character and what the class is. Starting with Kiki.
Hi, I'm Menace Kiki. You can find me at Kiki Clown Menace pretty much everywhere. I'm an artist, a TTRPG enthusiast, and could you believe it? A clown. Honk honk. And Scarlett is my big sis.
Real big sis, to clarify.
My little big sis.
Wonderful. And who are you playing?
I am playing Asphyxia.
Thank you. Monique.
I'm Mornique at Mornique. And you can find me at Kiki Clown Menace.
True.
I'm usually there. So
Yes.
we're best friends in real life. And yeah, I am playing Sabina. You know
With an
her.
E.
You love her. Yeah. So
Okay.
excited for that.
Fearsome Foes.
Well, I'm Josh. Nice to meet all of you. I am at Fearsome Foes on YouTube. Predominantly, I'm just documenting my fitness journey right now, but occasionally I do put out some tabletop content, and by occasionally I mean like I really need to get back into that. But there's some good stuff on there. I am playing Ecclesius de Novo, a psychic barrister, and I hope you all like him.
Not a barista, though.
No, very different.
Wonderful. Lizzie.
Hi, I'm Lizzie. I'm usually on Kiki's channel. Sometimes I'm in mini games with them and Monique. Uh, it is my first time on Scarlett's channel and first time playing Pathfinder. So,
Yay!
yay! I am playing Lakaya. Very excited.
Thank you. And Erudite.
I'm Erudite Bard. I don't have much of a social presence, but you can find me in Scarlett's channel. Certainly every Sunday and other days as permitting. I run Pathfinder, and this is one of the few opportunities I get to play it, and I am very much looking forward to showing the world Ari, the Kobold Exemplar.
Excellent. Okay. We are going to begin. All of you are, in one way or another, a lowlife and do lowlife things.
Hardly.
I resent that statement and strike that from the record.
Your lowlife ways have gotten you in trouble one way or another and has attracted the attention of someone who likes to collect lowlifes. This enigmatic being simply known as Draconio, has sent his liaison, one of his earthbound lawyers, to collect these lowlives for him with promises of wealth and success. And if they perform well, a seat at the table. Now, all of our lowlives have some reason or another to be interested in this offer. But before they get that seat, they must prove themselves. Ecclesius, you have never met Draconio, but you have worked with one of his retainers, a skinny, middle-aged man with a balding on the top, who always wears a very finely pressed pinstripe suit. You know his name to be Percy, but you don't know much about him other than he's about 6 foot, skinny, wiry, kind of mean eyes, and a raspy voice. And he has left you documents pertaining to certain individuals who, and some bail money to get them out of prison for Asphyxia, Sabina, Lykia, and Ari. Across various prison cells. Some have met each other in jail, some not. You've gathered them together, explained the situation, and have informed them of a mission. And you are surprised to see that this mission is also being offered to you. You have done so much work for the House of Red, but you've never really been fully appreciated, and now is your chance. You must all prove yourselves worthy of a seat at the table of the House of Red. So, Ecclesius, you sit in your office with the documents and the instructions. You have made the calls, and you await the arrival of these fellow lowlives. You don't know them very well, but you plan on getting to know them, as they will be your co-workers in the near future. The mission you have been given, it feels more ceremonious than economical. You are expected to infiltrate a holy ritual being held by some goody two-shoe Saren Ray worshippers in some Church of Dawn or Church of the Morning, some cliche, cheesy, holy site. One of their goody two-shoe worshippers is being promoted, and they're making a big fuss about it, as they like to do. But there will be some holy rituals involved, and Draconio has asked you to profane these rituals, to taint the sacraments, and to make the holy anointing unholy, and to partake of this unholy anointment with the rest of this goody two-shoes church as witnesses. It is a bit dangerous and bold and tricky, but if you can pull this off, Draconio will know that he can count on you to do the things that need to be done, and promises you a boon of power if you can pull it off.
As I'm flipping through the... Oh, sorry. Did I cut you off?
No, go ahead.
Oh, okay, sorry. As I'm flipping through the documents, I just think, oh, Mom always did want me to get baptized.
I will fix that. Thank you so much, Metal. I'm going to fix your volumes real quick.
That's so funny.
An unholy baptism. In your instructions, it does say something, holy water, something, angel blood, something. There's many ways to profane rituals. This will be as long as your future coworkers can pull themselves together, you should be able to pull this off. And all of you are instructed to meet at a cafe across the street from the Church of Dawn. Is that what I called it? Yes. Couldn't remember if it was a church or a temple. And all of you, I think Ecclesias, you would be the first one there waiting for everyone. Who do you think is the first to arrive at the cafe? You know, all of you know you are meant to meet Ecclesias. He has bailed you out of jail recently, like in the last weeks or months.
I'll already have some glasses set out at the table with a not top shelf because I know where these people are coming from, but at least middle shelf bottle of wine, and the glasses are already filled for when everyone gets here.
Who do you think? Who would be on time? Okay, actually no. Who would be early? We're gonna shuffle y'all in based on who shows up early, who shows up exactly on time, and who waltzes in late. Or shall I roll for it?
I would think Asphyxia would be walking in last.
Okay.
Is this a question for all of us?
Yes.
Or just Ecclesias?
No, all of you are getting to decide when you show up.
I think Ari would be first or second, without a doubt.
Ari. All right. Ari, you have your little note, the date and the time, what to bring. Please describe yourself as you approach the cafe.
So walking through the door is a short, even for a kobold, around 3 foot tall, cloaked kobold, but rather striking in their appearance. Their skin has the coloration of bloodstone. So most of it is this greenish, kind of scale pattern, but that red spider web just kind of reaches different spots randomly.
Cool.
And then you shake their head, the hood falls back, and they have horns that look like red crystal that are broken off on the end.
Well, the person who you see when you enter is a roughly 6 foot tall tiefling who's smartly dressed but keeps the patterns and stuff to a minimum. He has a spell book that's bound to his waist along with a holy symbol for that represents a hand that's pointing down in judgment. As far as his features go, he's clean shaven with dark red skin, and his horns, obviously of infernal nature, swirl around his head almost like a intertwining crown of thorns, very uneven, kind of wild looking. But in spite of that abnormality, his hair is very well kept, and so are the rest of his features. I'll bow down as you enter in and say, well, I wasn't aware I was going to get to work with someone of draconic lineage. It's my pleasure to meet someone so esteemed.
You flatter me. And as he walks over, he actually is holding what looks like some sort of a hammer or a club, but he's using it as a cane. And there's just this slow click as they walk across the floor to you. My lineage is not as great as I wish it were.
Oh, please, anyone who has the nobility of dragons in their descent is more than worthy of high honors. I'll pull out the chair for you and hand you your glass. Cheers to showing up not only on time, but early, my friend. I appreciate punctuality.
Yes.
You drink your wine and wait. Who is arriving next? I will.
I feel like Ecclesias should get to decide.
All right,
Who do you
Ecclesias.
want to see next?
Who do you want to see next? Don't make me roll.
My impression is that Sabina and Asphyxia are probably the least likely to be punctual, so I think Lakaya would be next.
Um, yeah, I suppose that makes sense. Lakaya would probably be. So she Ecclesias is the reason they're not in jail, right?
Mhm.
She'd probably be 2 minutes late just to annoy him. Exactly 2 minutes late. Like late enough where it's like you start to wonder where everybody is, but not so late that they're like there's a it's too big of a deal where you can complain about it. Um, Lakaya is a sort of petite tiefling, gray skin. She's got like a mop of hair that's really like matted and got little braids in it. And her tail and cloven hooves are a bit more on the furrier side than the average tiefling. A bit more wild looking. She's not dressed very well, although she's been out of jail for a little while now. That if she wanted to, she would have bought better clothes. So clearly, she didn't want to or didn't see the reason to. Um, and she's got like little bracelets. Um, and the only sort of ornamentation that she wears are these like uh, they look like beads at first, of these like natural colored beads, but then if you were to get to know her, um, they're like different teeth from creatures that she's scrapped with. And Ecclesias, you would know that her original ones were confiscated from her when she was arrested, and somehow she's gotten more since.
Well, I bow exactly the same to you. I heard that we would be having an esteemed warrior be joining our ranks. I see that you've gone and only further proven your worth since your time out of prison. It's a pleasure to have you at our table, Miss Lakaya.
Oh,
Please have a seat.
don't flatter me, Ecclesias. I got this is not going to make my opinion of you any higher. But, and she sits down at the chair, if you've gotten me some hard liquor, that may improve things. She takes a
It'll
sip.
be over momentarily. And
Oh,
please,
this is just
there's
wine.
no flattery where truth reigns.
This is just wine. Why did you get me wine?
A poor serving girl goes, "Did I bring the wrong? What can I get you, miss?
What's the strongest stuff you've got? Doesn't need to be good,
Absinthe?
just strong. Yes, please.
I'll be right back." I don't know why they have absinthe here, but they do. You know what? She doesn't even know if they have
Okay, it's how to get
absinthe.
lit.
She's just sees the seriousness, and she is going to pour a bottle of rubbing alcohol into a glass, give it a good shake, maybe a little bit of water. She's gonna bring it over.
Everclear?
Everclear.
Oh.
Sis, you just unlocked a memory, and I'm gonna wait to share that memory for our break. So
Sure.
just remember Everclear to help me to draw upon that.
That's the thing about Everclear. It's hard to remember.
Okay. You sit, and as you patiently wait for your Everclear, Sabina?
Okay, you see a dwarf tiefling, red skin, and like a short white hair with an undercut all the way around. She's got tattoos like all over her incredibly buff arms and on the back of her head. And just like real bad bitch vibes. And she's got like these big sunglasses and a black fur coat and like leopard pants. Um, And she's got a Starbucks cup and she's smoking a cigarette. And she just kind of slams the door open and walks in.
That's when the server the Everclear spills. Damn it!
Oh, no.
I'll be right back. I apologize.
Come on.
Ah, Our Lady Sabina, you're just as extravagant as the dossier implied. It's a pleasure to have you among us.
The fuck is all this?
We'll get to it when the rest of our party arrives.
More fucking people, great.
Oh, come on. Drink the wine. It makes it so much better.
Yeah, I put my coffee on the serving girl's tray
she,
and take the wine.
she looks at I'll be over to take your order in just a moment.
Cheap fucking
right.
wine.
Sixia.
So, you see walking through the door a tall, mint-skinned tiefling with long ears and long horns. She's very extravagantly dressed. She's got like a black top hat. She's got white hair tied back in a bun. And she's got very, like I said, very fancy, ostentatious clothes, including a like a jacket with the long tails, like the split tails in the back, and it's got this like galaxy pattern, and it's glittering and it's sparkling. And she walks in just very confidently, and she says, "Oh, sorry I'm late. I hope you didn't start without me."
We would never even dream of it. I was told that you would bring some much-needed levity and spark to our group, and I see that the descriptions did not lie. Please, join us.
And she'll smile at you, and you'll see like a little twinkle on her teeth.
Does a little ting happen?
Yes.
Glamorize the spell.
Here, I'll put it in chat so we can see.
Wonderful.
It is a cantrip, and you can alter minor details of your appearance, like adding highlight to your color, putting on makeup, nail polish, accessories, or you can create a small environmental effect that's confined to your person. And you can sustain it and make further adjustments and things like that. It's really fun and fancy.
Sabina sees Asphyxia come in and just like rolls her eyes.
Oh, what are you doing here?
I should be asking you the same fucking thing.
Ugh.
Our
I thought I was-
sponsor did mention you may have a previous acquaintance, but let's try our best to bury the hatchet and not in each other.
Oh,
We have a very tall task before us.
I am known to
Is that a
do
fucking short
teamwork.
joke?
I mean, if
I
it
would
was,
never
would it not be
speak to
Up
asked?
at you and just says, "Why would you take offense, Longshanks?"
The fuck is this thing?
Well,
Would you like to
Sabina,
find
that's
out?
what we call a kobold. I'm sure you've never seen one.
Gross.
Don't
Excellent.
mind her.
Well, I'm certain that we all will be able to find it in our hearts to get along long enough to complete the task assigned to us. It's quite beneficial to all of you, looking at your histories that you've endured. I think all of you could use another leg up in life, wouldn't you say?
Well, I suppose I could get along long enough to accomplish my goal.
Lady
Yeah,
Sabina?
I mean, whatever. Not even really worth. Not even worth bloodying my knuckles over.
Splendid. I do so love keeping my blood inside of my body.
It's
Unfortunate.
overrated.
We'll see how that works out for you.
You all suddenly hear a loud bell chime from the church across the street. It is a quite large and ostentatious building, very old, made of stone and marble, with towers and buttresses and gargoyles and stained glass windows and a giant bell tower that clangs over the city. You know that this is the calling bell for the service, and people from all around the city start streaming towards it so that they can participate and observe this wondrous occasion.
Is it safe to say that the congregation and the celebration outside is irksome to all present parties?
It depends on how you feel about righteous church-going folk.
Oh, I was asking the table.
Oh.
What was the question?
If your distaste for the ceremonies outside is shared among all people present.
Religious frippery and ostentatious arrogance.
Religious
Couldn't have
folk.
said
Yeah,
it better
whatever.
myself.
Fucking punch whoever. Doesn't matter.
Religious fanatics tend to be easy to manipulate.
Very, very true. And I think you'll all get a very good kick out of the job that we have before us. I am going to look around and make sure there's no spying eyes before I start talking business.
It's not as busy as it was earlier, as most of the folk here have gone across the street. The barista, not the barista, the server, is still kind of cleaning off
Not
tables.
the barrister?
Not the barrister, the barrister. She is within earshot, but she seems only glancing over to check on the levels of your drinks. She has brought Lykia over her absinthe Everclear, just very strong smelling clear alcohol, and a fresh bottle of mid shelf wine. All the bugs have been picked out.
Oh, thank God.
Says essence of bug.
You know, you hate the taste of bugs, but when they're not there, you miss them.
Just extra protein.
They are considered a delicacy in certain places.
Adds texture.
Texture to the wine.
Well, down to brass tacks then. I'm sure you all know of our sponsor. He has a specific request he would like for us to complete, and the reward will be substantial. Great power and some of your lesser desires met along the way. There's a ritual that's going to be happening for one of the esteemed priests of Sarenrae. They have apparently become so great of a person in the local community that they're going to receive a special anointment. And it's our job to make sure that that anointment is not to Our Lady of Sunlight, but rather something a little bit more diabolical.
We love
You're
a good
looking like you want me
illusion.
to ask you a question or something.
Well, I'd like to give pauses to make sure that if you have something you want to know, I can answer it.
There's always the longest pause, and then everyone jumps in at the same
Yeah.
time.
We're all on the same timer. Our
Yeah.
brains are like, I need this
We'll
much
learn.
time to think.
We'll learn.
Somebody has to speak. Somebody has to fill the silence.
Yeah.
Well, Ecclesias, do you have any ideas?
Well, this certainly isn't going to be an overnight job. And also, after they have did, we have to partake in the anointment as well. So, we have our work cut out for us. Not only do we need to infiltrate the church in such a manner that they want to anoint us, but we have to find a way to have access to the special oils, find a way to corrupt said special oils, and then, this is more for my personal tastes, but I would be so happy if by the end of all of this, that uppity priest was cast out and looked down upon like all the rabble that they pass over so blindly in their prayers. But that's just me.
Oh, cast out as in living. We can't just. Or is that.
Well, I think it's just such a better punishment to live in disgrace, but I'm open to ideas.
Depends on what state we live in.
Definitely
I like this chick.
California.
I like this chick. She's a real
Look
freak.
at that mean.
Sorry.
Bodies
I don't know.
bodies can heal. It's the spirit and the soul that you want to tarnish. Make a man not want to look at himself in a mirror.
I like where your head's at.
We gotta publish his internet history.
What's the internet?
Oh, it's this new magazine I started reading.
Oh, I see.
Nice.
Well, I figure all of you have been picked because of your specific talents and can all contribute to this in some way, shape, or form. But this is a test for us all. We all have to figure out how our own specific strengths will contribute to these delicate matters.
Well, I'm the best what I do, so he who chose me chose well.
Would you be so kind as to share what it is that you do?
Surely you know of me.
Of course.
I'm the great and powerful Asphyxia, known all over the world for my incredible talent for magic and my display of magic to the masses for entertainment. Now, that's not what landed me in prison, but that's another story for another day. Nudging or glaring at Sabina.
I have all the records for why you were in prison.
I'll
It's a
fucking tell
list.
everybody right now, bitch.
Well, then I'll tell them what you did.
The
Well, let's
second
be clear.
bell
What you guys allegedly did.
chimes through.
Yes, thank you. Legal advice.
The second bell chimes through the cafe as the service is starting very shortly.
Seems we must wrap it up. Were you going to say something, Micaiah?
Oh, is it this service? Do we have to infiltrate this service happening now?
Yeah, I dropped you off right in front of the dig.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought that might have been like a week away.
There's always a bar across from the church.
No. Yeah, so you're all meeting at the cafe across the church, ready to go.
Gotcha. Who's ready to go to
Ecclesius
church?
looks at the date and he goes, "Shit, it's right."
Is that this week?
So you remember when I said this isn't an overnight job? That's because it's happening during the day, today, specifically.
When you said
Now.
that, I was like, what
Yes,
does that
of course.
mean?
It means Josh was confused.
Okay, so
Also, I would like to say, while you could definitely try to convince some of these churchgoers to anoint you, you could also just drink the shit or rub it on your, like, you can, whatever you think would be the best way to, you know, profaning things, it really comes down to creativity. Because a sanctified thing has to be so meticulous and specific, and it could literally be anything that you really want. And you know that Draconio will be scoring your creativity, if that makes sense.
Could I ask, how long is this service going to be? Do we know that?
You think to yourself and then start looking through your documents, the dossier that you've been given, and in it is a pamphlet. You see that the service has a little what is the schedule, where we'll first have a hour-long service where they sit and just yap your ear off about some bullshit scriptures, where and then you have to check your notes. Shalice Battle Ray will be receiving the Scepter of Sunshine and be promoted to First Faith Bearer. After that, she will have a short healing service where she will use her powers to heal the sick, the lame, and the wounded. After the healing, there will be a luncheon in the church's courtyard. There will be speeches and testimony. And then finally, the final anointing will happen in front of everybody by the high priest Angelica. You know that there will be a lot of back and forth with these relics and oils, and it would behoove you to try to extract information as you arrive to figure out where they keep the shit, what's going on. But it's really up to you how you wish to approach.
How would we go about, like, do we have a specific method in which the oil would be considered profaned? Like, do we just need to like mess it up and
There
put dirt in it?
are
Like, what is?
the most powerful way you could think of that was offered as a suggestion in your dossier was to corrupt it by shedding the golden blood of an angel within it. But it's kind of a confusing statement, and you're not really sure what that means.
We could just get Sabina to spit in it.
Could do that.
Now, while I know that these are delicate rituals, I think we may need something a little more potent than that.
Ugh, you've never
What
smelled her
about
breath.
whatever Lycarier's drinking?
Well,
What you
I
want me
think
to
that would
share
change
this?
the type of party it is for certain.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I'm bringing this with us. I'm taking the whole bottle. It's on your tab, Ecclesias. I don't have the money.
That's fine. Well, there's something that I wanted to take advantage of while Miss Battlecry, right?
Shalice Battle Ray.
Battle Ray. While Miss Battle Ray was partaking in the ceremony, I have some rather incriminating documents that I've been acquiring through completely above the table means that I think could be closely linked to her and explain anything that goes wrong during the ritual if they're placed within her home.
Ooh.
And it sounds like we need a multi-pronged attack. While she's doing the healing service, I think somebody can go in and place those documents. I think it might behoove us to have somebody at the healing service to receive blessings. Because that seems like an opportune time to engage in some incidental profaning.
I couldn't agree more. Yes, I managed to get these documents that seem to indicate that Miss Battle Ray ran an underground network of thievery beneath the building owned by Our Lady Asphyxia here, and somehow she tried to pin all of the blame on poor Sabina. The monster.
Hold on.
Is that what happened?
I'm writing this down. Like, underground thievery ring?
This is
My lord Ecclesias, you seem to have a very personal relationship with these individuals. Will you be recognized? You set foot in that church?
But of course I'll be recognized. I'm an upstanding member of the legal system. I have helped to make sure that terrible, terrible criminals have been brought to justice, and I've never, ever lost a case.
Impressive. So you plan to frame Miss Battle Ray for Sabina's
No,
fuck-ups?
no, never.
I didn't fuck
I
up. That's
plan to
exactly what fucking
bring.
happened, alright?
I plan to bring Miss Battle Ray to her proper justice.
Shine a light on her.
Exactly.
Oh, then you'll be off the hook, Sabina. And you owe me.
How exactly do I owe you?
But if it weren't for your, I mean, Miss Battle Ray's underground thievery, I would have never been caught.
Well, if it weren't for your fucking underhanded shit, I would have never been caught.
Now, there are no debts among friends, right?
Friends.
There are no friends
That.
among debtors.
There we go.
For what it's worth, I would have been caught either way, so this doesn't matter to me.
The 13 counts of aggravated assault definitely seem to be difficult to fight in your case, but we'll find something out.
It was self-defense.
Oh, yeah.
Stand your ground.
Mm-hmm. I bit the baker. He gave me some burnt bread.
Including
did
that
it.
87-year-old elf? That was self-defense?
That was like a teenager in elf
Oh, that
years.
was.
I know. That's a child. That's an elven child.
Please, have you ever had a conversation with a preteen? They're the most terrifying creatures on the face of the earth.
You know what? When you say it like that, I don't think any jury in the world would hold you accountable.
Right?
I love this group.
Well, how should we start?
You
Well.
all look across the street at your mark. How do you choose to proceed? Are you walking in the front door and mingling with the crowd? Are you casing the joint? Are you breaking into the lady's home and putting in incriminating documents?
I would like to see what they're wearing and possibly use my glamour eyes to shift my clothing to match theirs.
You see that there are different kinds of clothing. The people coming to watch are dressed in their Sunday best. You know, it's summertime, so they're wearing little summer Sunday gowns and suits. Though members of the clergy are wearing gold and red regalia, robes with angelic and sun symbolism kind of embroidered on the fabrics, little halo crowns resting on their heads. There seems to be a hierarchy, a color coding, with a light pale yellow for the lower ranking clergy and a deep crimson red and gold for higher ranking clergy.
What are the servants wearing?
So there are no servants. The lower ranking pale gold clergy members, and there's a bit of them, it's a large congregation, so at least over a dozen. They seem to be the ones bringing, kind of doing what servants might do, holding the door, bringing sacrament, like passing out hymnals. Erudite, your camera is not focusing on you. Can you turn the autofocus off?
It does that periodically. Let me see if I get that fixed.
All right, I'll let you deal with that. Woo, crystal clear.
There we go.
Nice. Better.
All right, so yeah.
I think for my Lord Ecclesias to remain above board, maybe you should attend. So you cannot be questioned for, involvement. Maybe bring a suffering member of the flock for one of those promised healings amongst one of us. And if anyone is capable, I think, of sneaking in and, making sure those documents are placed conspicuously. Does anybody have that particular skill?
Staying in the shadows is not really my specialty. I'm more meant to be in the spotlight.
I think I could
Yes.
break down a door. I don't know how.
I think that if they find a broken down door and then find the evidence afterwards, there may be some questions related to how it ended up there.
Maybe it was a bad door. What was it?
Termites.
Incidentals? Isn't that the right term? Active draconio? Active what? Ac- My point is accidents happen. Right?
They
Right.
do happen, and if
Do.
somebody hired to abscond with those documents from the church might also raise suspicion. Just gotta have a quick answer.
Well, my lady Sabina, you seem to be rather athletically blessed. Perhaps sneaking into a home is well within your skill set.
Sure, I can fucking do that or whatever. I gotta go in and, like, take something? I wasn't really listening.
She is pretty sneaky. I had no idea she was under my theater for years.
That's perfect, then. It's actually something that you'll be leaving behind. These documents that incriminate you with the evidence that they originated from Our Lady Battle Ray, and I'll slide them across the table to you.
Yeah, I'll take those.
Is it just the same documents but with a whiteout where Sabina's names are and Lady Battle Ray is scribbled in?
I would like to think that my legal expertise gives me some knowledge, because I do have lore in legal.
Right.
I'm
And you
trained in that.
know that this will totally get through.
Is the judge from like Phoenix, right? Because if so, then yeah, we're set.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Oh, I love that.
All
For
right.
context, he's the dumbest fucking judge. So stupid.
Objection.
Oh, when you said Phoenix, I thought you meant the city we live in.
No,
Oh.
it's a game.
Oh, I was like, yeah, I'm sure Phoenix has some pretty dumb judges. I don't know. I have a funny, dumb legal story, but we're gonna tell that another time. During our break. Hey, sis, can you rip? Just kidding.
That being said,
It was a joke. It was a joke.
I'd be more than happy to accompany you, Sabina, as I may be able to dissuade any prying eyes or explain our way out of any situations should the guards come along. But I also think that Lady Asphyxia would be just as well suited for that. And given your history, perhaps you'd be good at working together.
No
Well,
fucking
it was worth
way.
a shot.
I'll take
We've
you
never
or fucking
worked-
crazy eyes over here, but not her.
We have never worked together a day in our life, so the further away we can get from each other, the better.
I see.
Excuse me. Could I leave your bill here? My shift is ending and I wanted to catch the ceremony. So I'm just gonna leave that. And the server puts the little envelope thing, and just no rush. But if you can't get it taken care of in the next 10 minutes, the server after me will be taking over. Thank you.
Thank you, dear. You have a good day.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to this ceremony thing?
Sure. Aren't you?
I
Oh.
mean, yeah, but like, what's the big fucking deal about it?
Oh, it's well, it's going to have an open bar.
No way.
Okay, they didn't mention that.
It's a community church service. And it's an excuse to have a day off. I love a good holiday, and I get to leave work early. So, of course. Plus, I heard there's going to be some healings, and I don't think I've ever seen that in person, so it'll be interesting. Also, the choir's nice. I heard they have a really, really good organist.
So just anyone can like go in there and like do
It's an
whatever.
it's an open service. They might want you to dress nicer. Um,
Something wrong with how I'm
Oh
fucking
dear.
dressed.
Oh
I can
dear.
read between the fucking lines, all right?
she gets bright red. Um, I think you look. Then she looks at the envelope that hasn't been touched yet, where she's expecting her tip. No, you know what? You're right. You look fantastic.
You don't need
Yeah.
to lie to her, darling. You'll get your tip, don't worry.
I don't know what you mean. Then she just slinks away like she wants to die inside.
Oh, it's like a regular serving person.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
About
what
to
she
say,
Okay.
this is customer service nightmare right here.
All right. So what's the plan? Sabina and Lakaya are going to go plant evidence, and the rest of us are going to go to the service and sort it out from there.
Well, as much as I trust the diplomatic abilities of Lady Sabina and Lakaya, I do think that someone who could convince the guards to look the other way should go along with them.
Fine.
You really want to get those two together.
I just think it's appropriate. It makes the most sense to me.
For what it's worth, the guards aren't part of this situation. We could just, you know,
Knuckles
there's nothing in
crack.
the contract about hurting guards.
If you do, take this, please, and I'm going to take a wooden holy symbol of Sarenrae and give it to Lakaya. Either if there are witnesses, please wear this, and if not, leave it there if you do
Wait.
murder a whole bunch of guards.
Wait. So this is a get out of trouble free. This is blanket amnesty.
No, but it does indicate who you are aligned with when you commit a crime.
Oh,
Uh,
Sabina, we could do anything.
nope, that's not how it works.
I
Actually,
can
hand that back.
pretty
Give it
much
back
do that
right now.
already, but yeah.
Lucius, do
I'll
you have
hold
any
on
of
to that.
those of other denominations by any chance?
I'll pull out a little leather pouch I have and say, which one are you looking for?
I'm picturing the from the Mummy, when he's trying to ward off
Yeah,
the
and he says all the prayers.
All the
Fucking Benny.
yes, Benny.
Benny.
That was an amazing scene.
That was an amazing
I'm-
reference.
I'm looking for one that would be taken very wrongly if it were found in the possession of a priestess of Sarenrae or a worshipper of
Oh,
Sarenrae.
like
Oh, I
Urgathoa.
have this Urgathoan
Yes,
symbol here.
Urgathoa.
Yes,
May I?
add this
Thank
to the documents, Lady Sabina.
I-
That'll look good. Good call.
I take a silver piece out, say, apologies, and the tablecloth trick.
Yeah.
Take the tablecloth off and drape it around me in place of my cloak. So now instead of now I look like a short, disheveled, nasty kobold picks up my hammer and kind of leans on it a little like I'm,
Lame.
lame and injured, and it's like, I do feel like I could use a bit of a blessing now.
Oh, and as one of the most overlooked members of our communities as kobolds go, I think that you should be first in line. Let's get you to the service.
Okay.
Love it.
I didn't think you could look any more fucking pathetic.
Sabina.
Luckily, that's the idea.
Okay, so to clarify, Asphyxia, Sabina, and Lakia are going to
Lakaya.
Lakaya. Sorry.
Think lichen.
Yes.
Lakaya, okay. You said
There you
that
go.
so strongly. I was like, oh, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. You've been saying Lykia
Because
this whole time.
I
So every instance of me not correcting you built up into one. So I apologize.
Lakaya.
Sorry, sis.
Let's take a quick potty break. I lost my train of thought. It's gone. We'll come back and then we will figure out where everyone's going. It's okay. I was just about to call the break anyway.
I have that effect on people.
Good one, Asphyxia.
New
You ruin the
sisters
fucking
enter the ring.
universe.
One of them leaves.
You guys just saw two black cats walk by identical to each other as the Matrix glitches.
Holy
When I
crap.
heard the fourth wall.
Lakaya. Okay.
There
You know
go.
why? Because I think I read it. I was struggling with it during our session 0. And I have a false memory of being corrected to Lakia. And now it's scrambled. But Lakaya is easier to read out of it. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, we're going to take a 10-minute break. I'm pouring myself a whiskey.
Never clear.
I am going to keep the Zoom mic open, so if you guys are talking and you don't mute yourself, you will be heard, but I am going to turn the starting Zoom screen until I get back.
Okay.
Okay, so we won't be on camera, right?
You will when I come back, so if you need to cover your camera, just cover it with a cloth or
Gotcha.
a paper.
All right. We'll be right back.
Have fun. Oh.
How's everyone doing? Got myself a claw. I shouldn't be drinking, but y'all are crazy.
Crazy.
Hi, chat. I hope you're having a fun time. Let me know if you can access the new channels. I gotta get you guys rolling soon.
I mean, planning is always the longest part, and then once the action starts going,
Oh yeah.
it's just gonna roll downhill.
Yeah.
I'm back. Didn't mean to throw you off your game, sis.
It's okay. Actually, just DM'd you. It'll all make sense.
Oh. Oh.
So, what do you think of New Sabina? With the accent.
I was gonna say accent,
Wow.
but I didn't want to discourage you from coming into it.
I love this Sabina so much. Me and
It was
Evelyn
jarring,
don't
but
get to.
like,
We don't get to be this aggressively mean to each other on any kind of basis because we're fucking besties.
Yeah.
So this is a fun dynamic.
Oh, Everclear.
Oh, yeah, let's see.
I remember the existence of a Mormon band. Were they called Everclear or something similar? And they had like a song where they were like, "It's cleaner than Listerine." Was it Everclean? It was like a Mormon return missionary pop band.
No, it is Everclear. I've heard of them.
Yeah. But Everclear is an alcohol, isn't it? So it's weird that Mormons would choose that.
That's so funny. Yeah, and Everclear is like like 190 proof or
I
something
gotta Google.
fucking crazy.
I just remember being a young kid. Not young, like a preteen or a teenager. Hearing about them, but thinking how corny it was. Like, I hated everything about it.
Although,
Oh,
according to
my
Google,
gosh.
it's not a Mormon band.
Were they just making fun of Mormons? Because that would be great, because the people who liked him in my church would not have... I think they believed they were real.
Although, apparently Imagine Dragons is Mormon.
They are.
Yeah, they're from
So are
they're
the
from
Killers.
our
Really?
area.
Mm-hmm.
If there was a band from Arizona, it's probably Mormon. Not always.
Are they from Arizona? I thought they were from Las Vegas.
Imagine Dragons?
Mm-hmm.
I thought they were from Arizona. I could be wrong.
They're from the area, but they're also related to the Killers, who is like someone who is not like someone who deals with the Killers is the bigger brother of the lead singer of Imagine Dragons, and the Killers is a Mormon band. You had to go to Nevada next door to get booze. It's true, dude. Look, Utah is beautiful. Like the land is gorgeous. Would never live there. I have lived there for a year. It was awful. Not a fan.
Yeah.
But yeah, they had a fucking song with lyrics where they were like, "We're ever clean, cleaner than Listerine," or some really cringe.
Yeah, that's like dancing on the outskirts of my memory.
And I'm trying to find the lyric. 10K in the Rockies, beautiful area, but yeah, messed up state otherwise. Yeah, and even just like from the months of January to June, the Utah Valley has this fog smog that just sits, and it's like an actual thing, like the February blues. It's very depressing. Like, I was hating it. I hated living there. Also, you
Yeah.
know, we have all of our Mormon family and their Mormon culture and their Mormonness. Very Mormon.
Yeah.
And that's even more different than like Arizona Mormon, which is what we grew up with.
Uh-oh.
Which is still pretty bad.
Welcome
My
back.
camera did the thing. Oh, no, but it didn't mess anything up this time.
That's good. I can
Did you just stop yourself from cussing?
I don't think I've heard anyone else cuss yet, so I didn't want to be the first one.
fuck,
Excuse me?
fuck, cunty,
It's been like,
cunty, fuck,
it's
fuck,
been
fuck,
like every
fuck.
other word out of my mouth.
All right, well, I guess it's just white noise to me.
Yeah, I didn't
The
I didn't know if
When
it
you
was
have a
okay.
4-year-old, you're just way more conscious of not swearing in front of people.
When are we supposed to start doing that? Because I haven't started being conscious around
I
my son.
swear in front of Leo all the time.
I know.
I definitely had that moment where the daycare person was like, yeah, he said the F word. And I was like, oh, he got that from me.
Crap.
I just
Yeah.
don't. As long as I can teach him when it's appropriate to say things and inappropriate to say things, I have no rule about Leo not swearing as long as he's not calling anyone a slur.
You say things?
But
Just
that's
good luck to get it to be the appropriate time. Because
yeah.
That's
Well,
the tricky part.
yeah. My son doesn't talk at all, so
Yeah, we'll cross that bridge when he starts
Yeah.
speaking.
Yeah. You taste the soap? Yeah, my mom washed my mouth out with soap and my brother's mouth with hot sauce. I don't even know what words we were saying. They were probably not even that bad because it's not like we ever heard curses, like actual curses. It was probably
Well, I mean, our dad
butthead.
would say crazy curses when he was mad, but
I don't even remember. Oh yeah, we weren't allowed to say the Democrat. Gabriel's saying that's a word that you get your mouth washed out.
Oh,
Okay.
apparently Imagine Dragons is very LGBT positive.
I think that's because
Nice.
the lead singer came out and is now kind of struggling with his faith a little bit. I remember reading about that.
yes, deconstruct.
Okay. I know that another Mormon singer, David Archuleta, I think, came out of the closet. And,
Did he?
yeah.
That was Grandma's favorite singer.
I know. I think she was in love with him a little bit.
Oh yeah. She'd come to visit us just to go to his concert at the Nile.
Okay, I'm gonna read one last chat message and then Hinzer is making me laugh. Hinzer's really funny. Okay, Eye of the Night says, having 2 high school age kids now, we have the thing my wife started when the kids use a swear word. My wife yells replacement word and they have to come up with a no swear word to replace it. Love it.
Nice.
Yeah, because I don't think kids are allowed to swear
That's
at their school
adorable.
teachers. Okay.
Yeah, that's
I just don't want them.
grounds for detention.
I don't want him calling people names because I think that's not a good practice to be in.
Yeah.
That's a problem I've had with my youngest, where, you know, he will say things to people jokingly, but he's like me. He's a big guy, so people don't realize he's joking, and that one, like, we got to be real careful about.
Yeah, you gotta kind of teach them, like, hey, wait until someone knows you before you drop certain jokes. Like, there are
Yeah.
jokes that I would make in front of people who know me really well because they know that I'm being sarcastic and that I mean the
Right.
opposite. But I wouldn't make that same joke in front of a bunch of people that I don't know.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a skill that needs to be taught, which is probably difficult for neurodivergent kids, which scares me a little bit.
It is, as somebody with 3 of them.
But it's certainly not impossible.
No,
Yeah.
it's not. And a lot of it helps when you've got support, people who also, you know, parent or are involved in neurodivergent kids' lives, you know.
Kitty cat. Erudite is my neurodivergent parent resource.
That's nice.
Yeah.
we were talking about how to move forward with Leo even before Leo got his diagnosis. Lots of
Nice.
what ifs. Okay.
Yeah.
I think we need to jump back in. Now,
All right.
so to clarify, we have Asphyxia, Sabina, and Lakaya.
Kaya.
Going to Shalice's house, and Ecclesias and Ari going to the service. Is that the plan? We're splitting the party.
Yeah.
Yes.
Always
For
split
For
the party.
now.
Yeah.
Is that disruptive?
I'm not saying a damn thing.
Well-
I'm going to assume that Ecclesias already knows where Shalice's house is.
Oh,
He
yeah.
did his research.
And the goal would be to plant it and then come right back to the service for the healing ceremony.
And the open bar.
Also, I,
mean,
give the
yes.
address specifically to Asphyxia. No specific reason for that. It's just, don't want them getting lost.
I mean, wouldn't it be perfectly like Asphyxia to be fashionably late?
Very true. Coming late with my entourage.
Okay. So, let's split our party, and let's start with Asphyxia, Sabina, Lakaya. Asphyxia, I need a society roll from you to see if you can read the
Okay.
instructions on how to get to her house.
Okay. How's this lawyer's handwriting? I've heard. Not really good at writing clearly.
I think that's a doctor.
My handwriting is immaculate, but it's also all in cursive.
Which one did you say?
Society.
Society. How am I untrained in society? That seems crazy. Oh,
Oh,
Okay.
I've got a sparkle in my eye. I can't read this.
You take your little pack down Sunflower Street, and 30 minutes in, as you're like, where is the left turn? Oh, Sunflower Avenue. Well, that's in the other direction. And
Why do they do these naming conventions? It's so inconvenient.
so you have to turn around and start stomping the other way. During during that half hour, Ecclesias and Ari, you show up at the place.
Sorry, ladies.
Why am I not fucking surprised?
Ecclesias, Ari, you approach the church as you see the ladies taking an unconventional direction. But you know what? It's to throw people off the scent, obviously.
Well, I know that they're so familiar with the crime in the city that surely they're going out of their way to avoid the guards.
You
Yeah.
absolutely, I'm sure.
there
Ari,
Now,
is
Ari, I do want to make sure, my good man, you're not actually ill, are you?
No.
You're a very convincing actor.
let's see how convincing.
you kind of start pouring in, getting squeezing up next to
And I'm trained in that.
Oh no. Okay, well, Ecclesias isn't convinced. Ecclesias is worried. You're really
He's worried that
having
I'm
it.
actually sick.
I was gonna say it's gonna be like the mask when he's like
Yep.
in his arms when he was pretending to be shot. You pour in, and a pale gold cloaked clergywoman with kind of a pissed off expression She is a human, young to middle-aged, with a very pretentious, righteous haircut and like kind of brassy gold hair, fringe, the bob that like curls in. Uh, and she kind of like, as Ari is like coughing, she kind of like recoils as you fake cough on her robes.
I'll turn to her and say, really, on today of all days, you would look at like that against the sick and the needy. Our Lady of Sunlight would weep to see such a display. And then I'll usher Ari in.
She rolls her eyes and shakes her head. I hate these ceremonies. Please find a pew. The hymnals will be underneath the seats. When you're done with them, put them back. Please don't cough on the pages. The healing ceremony with our esteemed Cherise will be within the hour.
Thank you. Sun's blessing on you.
Sun's blessing.
Interesting. Ah,
Do you find a pew or
Tell
are you...
me.
Oh, you're still... She sees you
Yes,
still kind of hovering.
I'll
She
I'll
leans
get
away.
my sickly friend to a comfortable seat nearby so he can still hear. But of course, he shouldn't be standing in this condition.
No.
And then I'll go to this lady and say, I don't believe that we've had the pleasure. My name is Ecclesius. How do you do?
Roll a persuasion to see how charming. Is it persuasion in Pathfinder? If I say the wrong thing, you guys can correct me.
Diplomacy?
Yes, diplomacy.
Diplomacy.
There we go.
Unless you're lying about it, then you could argue deception.
Oh wow, you're very charming. Are you trying to be just what vibes are you trying to give right now?
I'm going for charming.
Charming, like I'm a cute man charming, or charming I'm a friendly neighborhood churchgoer charming?
Let's say 80% cute man. You know what? 90% cute man, 10% friendly church going.
Okay. You are a red-skinned infernal tiefling, though she knows
But
better
some girls
than to
like the
judge.
danger.
Yeah. Some girls do like the danger. She notices your watch looks expensive.
It's a knockoff.
Oh no. Do I need a deception? Just kidding. She'll clear her throat and charmed. I'm Bettina. Faith bearer. But not Bettina. Betty. You can call me Betty.
Well, Betty, I don't think I've seen you around the church before. Are you a recent joiner?
As you say that, she looks quite insulted. No, I am not a recent joiner. It should be me who this ceremony is honoring, actually. I've been here longer than almost everyone. Thanks for noticing.
Well, you know what they say, though. The one who does the most good deeds often goes the most unnoticed. And I think, if anything, that only speaks to your deserving of this.
She doesn't know what to make of that because she's like racking her brain of where does that saying come from?
Oh, it's an old Pharasman saying. Anyway, neither here nor there. So why were you overlooked?
Your guess is as good as mine. She probably slept with the priest.
Honestly, I've heard some rumors about our ray of sunshine, and that would not surprise me in the least. When you're working the courts, you hear some things.
What have you heard?
Well, nothing that I would dare to utter in front of so many esteemed Sarenites here to celebrate someone with such a good reputation. I roll my eyes as obviously as possible.
Give me another deception. Let's see if she's eating this up.
Bramble her brain with your mind powers.
Actually, let me see really quick if I have a spell that'll help with this.
Sure.
No, just sussing out lies. Okay. So let's do a deception check. Oh.
Not the greatest. It's not as bad as Ari's
we have
deception
hero points.
check. You do have a hero point.
Yes. All right. I'm going to use my hero point on that.
Everyone has one hero point. It's just you can re-roll one thing.
Oh.
Whoa.
Slightly worse. She doesn't like clock you as trying to specifically be deceptive, but now she is starting to kind of assume you are trying to flatter her. She's like, oh, these cute boys always think that they can just say whatever they want. But she'll just kind of clear her throat and, yes, well, if you ever have any rumors that are substantiated, I am sure the High Priestess Angelica would be very grateful to hear of them before she makes a big mistake to our church and clergy. But in the meantime, I must finish guiding the flock into their pews before the ceremony begins. Thank you.
Understandable, but let me say this before I depart. Surely you heard about that recent underground crime bust that happened? The rather substantial one.
I don't really keep up with the news.
Oh. Well, I just think that if the anointment truly does belong to you, then uncovering something of that level that someone so esteemed is up to would certainly go a long way towards placing it on your head. But sharing that kind of information would be breaking confidentiality with the courts. If you do find that you're more interested, though, perhaps we can talk later.
Okay, one final deception. You're lying. You got every new
This is
lie.
great. You're
Come
a conniving little
on.
bastard, Josh.
Oh, that's better.
That's
Nice.
That's better. It's not good.
When you
It's not
say
great.
when you suggest it might get pinned on her, her eyes widen a little bit and then she quickly like looks around. We can talk during the luncheon. Oh, Mrs. Mulberry, let me help you to your chair.
I look forward to it, Betty.
All right. Asphyxia, Sabina. Oh yeah. Well, Ari. Actually, no. Let's hear from Ari before we go cut back to our
I didn't mean to
taping.
monopolize that.
That was great.
I don't know if it translated in the video, but throughout the entire thing, like Ari kept giving you periodic side eyes. like really, dude?
Especially at the I look forward to it, Betty.
Yeah, like
I love how you thought I said her name was Latina.
With fantasy names, sometimes you say it out loud and then you realize what you did.
Oh.
Right?
Oh wait.
Bettina. Okay. Do you
No,
guys?
we can
You go.
see
Okay.
how Asphyxia is going.
You two are ushered
Oh.
to your seats. Asphyxia, Sabina, and Lakaya. After getting turned around, you
I think
fucking.
we finally made
Stop
it.
for a snack on the way.
What'd you say, Lakaya?
Maybe we could stop for a snack on the way while Asphyxia is trying to make heads or tails of the map. It's like street food.
Yeah, totally. You have your choice of pitas, gyros, kebabs, tacos, and corn dogs.
So, are we going north this time?
Yes, I think we're headed in the right direction. I just wanted
Why
to
don't I
take
just
you.
fucking ask someone about it?
No, we don't want anyone knowing that's where we're going.
So, you don't want to ask for directions?
No, then we'll be. Then. Of course not! Don't talk to anybody!
Okay.
Here's your corn dog, and now come this way.
Go for
I'm so
after
glad Asphyxia went with them.
another 15 minutes goes by. Roll another society.
Okay.
It turns out this whole game is just gonna be Asphyxia
Oh.
marching around the whole
This is-
city.
Humiliating.
I actually love that idea.
At the end of it,
Road trip.
Ecclesias and I are going to have bungled things up, and we're just going to get saved by the arson that Sabina and Asphyxia cast when they can't figure out which house they're supposed to go to.
It always inevitably ends in arson.
I know.
Okay, 12. You struggle a little bit, but
You're holding the fucking paper upside down. Let me just ask the taco guy.
Are you gonna ask the taco guy?
Just
man,
ask him where the
ask
street.
Asphyxia, you start to figure out which general area, but you're struggling to find like the quickest route because the roads are a bit crisscrossy and several are blocked off. Sabina, the taco guy is a lizard folk who's like making tacos, passing it, and he's like, "There you go. Have a good one. Saren rays shines upon you. What can I get
praise
for
the
you?"
fucking sun or whatever. How do we get to, what is it, Sunflower Street Avenue? Something like that.
Which one? Sunflower Street is to the north or south, and Sunflower Avenue is to the north.
One does it say on the sheet?
Can I?
Well, we got our
may I
answer.
Have a look. I can point.
Yeah,
Yes.
look. Take a look at this.
Oh.
I'm gonna take out my copy.
Okay. Yes, and you're trying to get
This
to
is not a good idea.
the apartments.
Yeah,
of-
don't look at the rest of that. I just need to know how to get there.
Oh, yeah. Take this road a few more blocks down, and then you're going to turn at the fancy gate. And then you are going to ask the gate person to let you in, go up a few more blocks, It looks like it is in this building. Those are some really nice apartments.
Yeah, that's enough, alright?
Hey, are you gonna buy something?
Yeah, I'll take one of those, whatever that is.
Fish tacos. Boop, 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 boop.
Yeah.
A la
Thanks.
lizard folk.
I give him a coin and then I just throw the taco in the distance.
The pigeons.
This lizard folk is going to become like your arch nemesis by the end of this.
I know, I'm so scared.
He's wearing the like most festive sombrero.
It
And-
gives
That's adorable.
it's
How
giving
can I
Cabbage
punch that?
Guy
It's too cute.
It's,
from
gi-
Avatar.
it's giving who from
Yeah.
Avatar?
Yeah.
Cabbage Guy.
Oh.
My cabbages.
Wonderful. You are finally able to make your way up. You notice this is a nicer side of town. Seems like being in the clergy of Saren Ray has a pretty good allowance.
I mean, this coat's pretty expensive, so I'm sure I'll fit right in.
As you approach and you see like locals kind of going on their walks, you notice that all of them are wearing fur coats and leopard print pants.
Oh no.
They're just a bunch of moms who are wearing the fur coats, leopard print pants, and they are all have those exercise strollers with their babies, and they're all just like going around the park that is outside of this fancy building.
If Lakaya sees
Taking-
any of those like little terrier dogs, like those little scrappy white, like I don't even know what the breed is, she's gonna like face off and growl.
Frou-frou, what are you doing? Ah, feral lady. Don't look at my dog that way.
Don't look
Don't
at my
talk to
feral
my-
lady that way.
Your fair lady? Oh, I love that movie.
Yes, my fair lady, for sure.
Hepburn is such a star. Anyways, toodles love.
They used to show that at the theater before it got shut down.
Yeah, because someone has a big mouth and talks to Taco Men about where we're headed.
I'm not afraid of some fucking scrub standing behind a taco stand.
It's not him to be afraid of, my dear.
Sabina, roll perception.
A roll. Okay, I'll do that.
I know, I forgot. We're playing a tabletop.
That's okay. Yeah.
Damn.
Sabina, as you say that and you're talking about the taco man, your eyes dart around, and in an alley nearby, you feel like you can see the silhouette of a lizard man, but before you can focus in, nothing's there.
Oh,
Probably a
My
side
gods.
effect of my injury. You actually see on the back of her head, or where she's got all these tattoos, there's like a scar right in the middle of her head.
oh.
Battle wound.
Okay.
Yeah, I got shot in the fucking head with a crossbow. Like 3
Oh, and
years
you live to
ago.
tell the tale. That's incredible.
Takes more than one fucking crossbow bolt to take me out. 2 probably would have done it though.
Are you sure it was a crossbow, not a crescent cross?
A what now?
I'll just tuck my jacket a little tighter around myself.
You finally stop outside. You're able to kind of like slip into the gated community as one of the moms is like walking by. She sees Sabina's outfit and kind of just like holds the door for you, thinking that you belong here. Definitely thinks Lakaya is your dog. And Asphyxia is the bellhop.
Why did I come here?
And
I don't fucking know.
you stand before a very tall, oh, it almost looks like a hotel, but it's definitely apartments. And has the little plaque that has the names of the residents and like what number they live in. And Ms. Shalise lives on the 5th floor.
Okay, well, if anybody sees us, we need to have our story straight of why we're there.
Well, you're the one with the fancy coat. How do we?
This is just a coat, like.
Well, both of you have fancy coats. And you said something about working in a theater. Do you have something? that, like,
Working in a
rich
theater.
people- Oh, working,
My-
owning, whatever. My point is, do you have like a plan that gets like rich people just like looking the other way? Like, should we pretend to be like social workers or something?
Well, I have all
Door
sorts
down.
of illusions.
I mean, I really liked that plan.
Rip the door down.
No,
It's so much easier, but
No,
Ecclesias
no,
was against
no.
it.
we are trying to. Sabina, this is in your best interest. Take this seriously.
I mean, what are the odds, really, that I'll get arrested twice? You can't be
Quite-
arrested twice for the same crime.
Oh, that's happened
Oh.
before.
Dear.
Somewhere, Ecclesias just has like a blood vessel pop in his head. And he immediately
Your
dies.
eye, you're like, someone's giving bad legal advice.
Listen.
reaches up with the edge of the tablecloth and just dabs the blood on your cheek.
If it comes down to it, I am not above violence. We have
See, we're on the same
this-
page. Let's go.
Sabina, please. Let me speak, little Miss Loudmouth. We need to have a plan. The goal is to put this incriminating evidence somewhere slightly sneaky so that it doesn't look obvious, but also, somewhere where it can be found.
Excuse me. And someone pushes by you, puts their little key card in, opens the door into the building, checks her mailbox, and then walks up the stairs. Do you catch the door?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. See, no breaking necessary.
Yeah, until we get up to the 5th
Unfortunately.
floor. You're just gonna climb out the side and go through the window? You know how to pick a lock?
Mistress Thief over here doesn't know how to pick a lock properly.
I'm not a fucking thief, alright? I'm a crime lord.
All right. Well, let me just think real fast. My stats.
Yeah, what are you guys gonna do?
We're gonna go up there and
you're standing
look at the door.
in a hotel. You're standing in an apartment lobby right now, in front of the mailboxes.
I'd like to think we're walking towards the stairs to the 5th floor.
Okay.
While this is all happening, I just
So-
lean over to Ari and I'm like, they're taking their time. They must be being very thorough.
Yeah, totally wasn't the 45-minute commute. So I have +4 in stealth, +4 in thievery. I also have a spell, or I have needle darts. I also have telekinetic hand. If there's an open window, it could crawl around and unlock the door. I could possibly use my needle darts to pick the lock with my thievery.
You should have a thieves' tools,
I mean, I'm not a thief.
but you
I
have the
have-
thievery.
But I do
skill.
have a grappling hook.
Okay, let me look at my inventory. I don't know if I would have thieves' tools because that's not necessarily something.
She's not picking locks.
Right.
Okay.
But I could
You can't use needle
break
darts.
the lock.
Yeah, you could. Break.
Asphyxia. Can you mend something?
Stand by. I cannot.
Let me
If you
just
thought I was a
follow up.
healer, you're
I
wrong.
don't. No. Healing and fixing are two entirely different things. You can ask anyone.
I'm an entertainer, a performer.
What happens if your outfit rips?
Well, glamorize
Fingertips?
is an illusion.
There's actually lots of holes in your jacket right now.
Well, before I would have one of my staff in the costume department mend it, but since they've all been jailed,
They're all still
Not
sitting
my
in
fault.
jail.
listen,
Well, then
let's just go see if there's
let's
an open window or something.
It's on the 5th floor.
Let's go up to the 5th floor.
But I have, and I'll cast telekinetic hand, and it'll kind of like, I'll take my hat off, and a little gloved hand will pop up and give a little wave.
Does it have like a very feminine, like
It's more like, I would say it's like a big masculine hand.
Oh, okay. Wearing like, but it's like a glove, like a magician glove.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It comes out, boop, and it's holding like a little prop wand, and it.
Oh,
variates.
hello, Merlin. Would you like to Would you like to play?
It starts signing at you. It's an attractive hand. It flexes.
It could be a hand model. Yes, let's go upstairs and just take a look at what we're dealing with here.
Okay. You start hiking upstairs. Ecclesias and Ari, you sit through one talk after another of the most boring, half dogma, half anecdotal, in the baby fundy voice. For those of you who don't know what that is, that's when a church lady goes, and the light of the Lord, the light of Sarenrae fills us with charity and love. Our precious sister, Shalise, will serve this community and serve Sarenrae. And she just drones on and on and on. There's people dabbing tears in the audience, and she also has like tears streaking. Her makeup like has runs, like the foundation has completely been wetted away right underneath her eyes.
Every once in a while, Ecclesias hears like the mumbling from underneath the tablecloth, and it's coming in different languages, but like the two strongest ones are Draconic and Diabolic. And it's just like, sure.
I
My
speak
ass.
Draconic and Diabolic.
So you're catching bits and pieces of my commentary, like yeah, sure, I light on my ass.
And with that, Sarenrae bless you. Amen. And the whole crowd, amen. Then the organ starts playing.
Oh, man.
The organ lady is this very elderly lady. What was Retsu's character's name? Grandma? What's Sasser's grandma?
Yeah, just Granny.
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 Do, 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 do. You see this like elf scowling at Granny, like wringing her hands, like so out of tune. And the little gothic girls singing in the choir, sometimes leaning forward to pick something off the floor and push it back up into her dress. But everyone in the congregation stands up. They all start turning to each other and shaking each other's hand and doing this weird kind of like hug thing as they all file in. And you see Shalise, who was kind of in the front facing everybody, but she hasn't spoken yet, but she stands. She shakes those on the front, like other members of the clergy's hand, smiles, and they are all filing towards another area of the church where it seems like little chairs have been set up, and this is where she is going to perform her healings. Shalise is wearing fancy regalia. She has a more ornamental halo crown on her head. She has gold-tinged skin and pastel pink hair. She is a human, but she is a half-elf, though she has Aasimar qualities, which really kind of stand out amongst her peers. And she just has this, she is young, she looks like she's in her mid to late 20s, and just has this radiant smile, and she's just grabbing everyone's hand and thanking them for coming. Her regalia is a bit like shinier than everyone else's. She has like a silver breastplate over her robes, and she goes to the center of these chairs, and all of these injured and ill folk, mostly elderly and children, start lining up, and she sits in the middle and brings them all to her. And if they're children, she pulls them on their lap. She sits and talks to them and asks them questions, and then after a little back and forth, she will kind of kneel by them, take their hands in her hands, bow her head, say some words, and a golden light will come from her crown and soak into those who are being healed as she casts the heal spell on them.
She sounds like a sweetie.
Come along, grandfather. I think it's time for you to get yours. I was
Yeah.
adopted. What do you want? I'll support Ari as we walk down the aisle.
What a
Um,
touching scene.
Are you gonna cut? There's like 6 or 7 people in line ahead of you. Clesius, you start to worry. You're like, how many spell slots does this bitch have?
Weird of her to use heal right off the bat. It's kind of a show-off thing, but that's fine.
Fine. More opportunity to see what happens.
Tell me this. I am actually curious for her to use such a powerful spell from the get-go. If perhaps this isn't what it seems. Tell me, are you comfortable with bleeding a little bit? Finding out what happens when she heals you?
You see a little movement underneath the sheet, and then my hands come out, and there's now blood running down my hand. Like not even saying anything, just like,
Have you taken any of your own hit points just now?
yes, I will have stabbed myself with a dagger.
Oh, okay. Roll damage.
You know, Ari, I don't think I've ever worked with someone as accommodating as you. I think this is the beginning of a wonderful partnership.
Oh, right. Equipment.
Get you a man who bleeds
Should
for
be on
you.
actions too. If you have it equipped, it should appear in your actions.
Yeah, I gotta draw it first, that's why.
Okay, yeah, I know it's a little silly.
Damage. That's good. Okay.
Okay. Please remove 5 hit points from your hit point pool.
Yeesh.
All right.
Yeah, there's blood. I'm still doing the cough and just sort of standing there, and I just lean a little bit more now to emphasize it. Also, I have the Ergotho thing is within like reach of me, but it's not in my hands.
Okay. She takes another person comes. They have a little like bandage over their eye. She like looks up. She like looks at it and goes, "Oh," and then takes them by the head, like their face in her hands. She says her blessing. Light comes out of her hands. The person goes, "Ah," and like pulls off the bandage and excitedly skips away. You notice that every time they leave, she gives them a smile, and a very wildly familiar chime plays as she smiles. Not unlike asphyxia.
Oh.
This whole thing is giving me a little bit of a familiar feeling.
Propaganda, maybe.
So, Scar, I have an ability called Lie to Me. And it's where I'm able to use my own gifts in deception to catch other people's deception. Now, the way that it works is that I'm supposed to engage in conversation with someone, um, and then I can roll a deception check instead of a perception check. But with all these observations going, could I use that in place of the actual conversation?
Sure.
Awesome.
What a creative way to use your feats.
Yeah.
No!
You
Damn.
can't be sure. From where you're standing, you're not sure. It was a good try. She then says, one more, and then to the luncheon. What happened?
Is there anyone ahead of us?
Yes. Hold on.
Okay.
We got... Oh, it's because I raised my hand. How do I
Oh!
Not the
Erudite's
jest.
the DM now.
Gosh dang it. Hold on. Okay.
That would be a fun thing to do with the right group is just have it randomly assign people to characters in the DM role.
That's funny. Or just switch. We all
Yep.
go down the line
Yeah.
playing each other's characters.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whatever.
There is like a little like Tiny Tim looking child in front of you who has like a little crutch and his like hungry mother is like starting to hobble over. Are you gonna
Okay.
cut the line?
I'm not going to cut the line. Instead, I'm going to speak up and say, Lady Battleray, please. My grandfather, he's been so sick for so long. He took me off the streets when no one else would. Surely this man is deserving of Sarenrae's light.
The mother and her lame child is like, little Timmy is 4 and he hurts and can't sleep because he hurts and his legs are all mangled.
Little Timmy will have more time to get a blessing, I'm sure.
Shalice is like, I'm sorry, I only can do one more.
Sir, surely Sarenrae will grant you a miracle in a circumstance such as this.
That's not how this works. It's a miracle I could even do this in the first place.
But clearly both of these people are deserving of her grace, no doubt.
Yes, you can come back tomorrow.
Grandfather, are you all right?
It's fine. And I'm going to, like, I put the hand out, but the hand has been resting on my arm with the blood. So now the bloody hand comes out. And
No, it's worsened. Your old wounds are opening.
Oh no.
I'm going to fall forward on purpose.
Grandfather, please.
Timmy goes,
Oh, we're so close.
my legs. Shalice looks panicked. Give me either a deception, a persuasion, or a performance from both of you. Whichever one
Okay.
you want. Sarah is, or not, I keep calling her Sarah because it's Sarenrae, but Shalice is like, oh no.
There we go.
What did we get?
Oh. A 20 and a one.
Okay,
20 and a one.
Ecclesias, you are now
Real quick, just because this is a beginner's friendly stream, I just want to bring up that hero points are supposed to be doled out every hour of gameplay.
What? I've never heard that rule before.
I might be misremembering. I thought that's how they work.
Maybe they
But-
are. Let me look. I've never heard that in my life.
But this is also a good opportunity to explain a critical failure.
Yes, it is. It is a very good opportunity for that.
Can't lawyer your way out of this one.
It's literally my job to lawyer my way out of it.
It says that you get them from performing heroic deeds, something selfless, daring, or beyond normal expectations. It's like an inspiration point, like D&D. I haven't given any.
I guess so.
Every
showing
hour.
them that way.
Wow.
I mean, we haven't been heroic or selfless.
Well, we're not really that kind of party, are we?
Critical failure.
Yes.
Yeah, this is
Shalice
for Lizzie.
sees Ari stumble forward, bleeding out. She looks at Ari. She looks at Ecclesias. This isn't your grandfather. This is a kobold. Can we get triage here? Can we get a medic? We have a poor kobold bleeding out on the floor. Come here, little Timmy. Come here. You are close to her, though, as a group of medics come to, like, stabilize and perform some medicine on Ari. You see Shalice lean forward and put her hands on little Timmy's legs, and you witness her cast the heal spell. And little Timmy's legs slowly relax, and he goes, "Ah, That feels so much better. Thank you, Miss Schlise. Praise Saren Ray. And Schlise goes, oh, I'm a little lightheaded.
Since I'm this close, can I do an Arcana check to see if that's actually what happens?
Yeah.
Hey, finally.
There is no reason for you to believe that is not what you saw. She has been spending spell slots. She is a cleric. And the ceremony that they have been basically this entire ceremony has granted her a level in cleric.
Wow. Can we explain what a critical failure versus a regular failure is?
Yes. Although I want to explain it when it has a mechanical significance.
Okay.
Because there are instances where it actually lists out what a critical success and critical failure will do.
Yeah.
So we'll wait until that is that kind of scenario.
With
Not
these
just
rules
Ecclesias
tonight.
being embarrassed.
Yeah.
That's not your grandfather. Shalise kind of like stands up. She like looks a little lightheaded as she has just gone through all of her healing font. I think it's time for a sandwich. Thank you, everyone. If you have more ailments, please come to service tomorrow. I will do what I can. All right, I need a sandwich. She kind of shoots Ecclesias a distrustful look, but then says nothing and continues. While a little pale gold cloaked medic is going to perform medicine. How does medicine work in Pathfinder?
So, medicine is a skill that has a lot of different abilities to it. What they are going to be doing is called treat wounds.
Yes. How can do you want to explain how treat wounds works as we treat your wounds?
Yeah. So there's treat wounds is exactly like first aid would be considered in the regular world. You know, it's bandages and putting things on. Mechanically, there's a DC that you have to roll against. If you roll high enough, you successfully heal that many hit points on the target.
Okay.
There's a secondary version of that called battle medicine, which is the same concept, but you can do it in the middle of battle as opposed to right now, which is considered arguably either an exploration or a downtime activity.
Okay, how can I do treat wounds uh with I'm just going to use Shalice's character sheet to do it, but it's not Shalise doing it.
Yeah, let me.
There's a DC table for it.
Okay.
So hold up. All right. I have it here.
I don't know why I don't see that action in
It's under exploration, not encounter, and I just dropped it in the text chat or in the text window in Foundry.
Oh, I was able to give it to myself in the thing. Okay, so treat
Yep.
wounds. And what is the DC thing? 15.
Is she trained, expert, or
She's
master?
I'm having someone who's trained do it.
Okay.
Yep. That would be DC 20. No, wait.
15.
15.
Okay, let's do it. All right. Wonderful. You go ahead and gain all your hit points back. They bandage you right up and they give you little they like patch you up and they're like, "All right, sir, just be careful. Don't let your stitches pull out."
Thank you. Start making my way to the craft table.
All right, you guys are going to have some sandwiches. Asphyxia, Sabina, Lakaya, you stand before a fancy door with a golden little plate on it that has the room number 777.
Is there... You said there was a mailbox downstairs, so I'm guessing there's not a mail slot
I guess there
in the
would
door.
not be. Only because I said there was a mailbox.
Is there a balcony on this in the hallway that I can...
Sure. At the end of the hallway, you see a little. It's like an open window. It's not even a balcony you can stand on, but there's like one of those like metal gatey things with a bush, and you could stick your head out and you can see that there are balconies to each of the rooms.
Okay, well, I will send my little friend Merlin.
How far can Merlin go?
Let's take a little look-see. My telekinetic hand. Range 30 feet.
You might
Create a
have
floating
to.
magical hand.
You might
either
have to
invisible or
climb
constant.
out there, Asphyxia.
Oh god.
Unless Sabina or Lakaya want to attempt
Attempt to
climb
crawl around the
outside.
building.
Yeah.
It could be fun.
You see doves kind of fluttering around, perching on the fencing around each of the balconies, looking at you curiously.
Well, if you want to crawl across this building to the balcony, I can't stop you.
No, you cannot.
Oh, wait, I have... I also have this.
You have until I finish my fucking cigarette before I bust down this door.
Okay, calm down. That's... that could be an option, Sabina. I will grant you
That's
that.
already just like this much.
What, Sabina, you don't want to go climbing with me?
I mean, I'll climb if I have to. I mean, I don't really see how that's different from just breaking down the door, though.
Well,
this
usually
thing-
We
people
can't-
don't lock their back door.
Oh my gosh, this thing flies up to 60
Can we-
feet. I'm going to
Is
say
that better?
it's double the range. I don't know if
Oh.
that realistically is the right length, but I think this is a funny idea. So your Merlin, how does your unseen servant or your phantasmal minion
So
appear?
you see the glove, right? And then it does like this little flourish, and almost like Toby from Naruto, just kind of like falls out of another realm and is standing there. And he's just like the vague shape of a like tall, buff man, but he's got two gloves, so he's got his gloved hands.
Is it like see-through-ish, like a phantasmal?
Yeah, he's a little wispy. He doesn't have any defining features. He's like a, you know what? He's got the same pattern as my jacket, so it's like a
Ooh.
galaxy pattern.
Gives you a flourishing bow and like pops his little coattails out.
Yes.
And
Okay,
has a
Merlin,
top,
do you think you
a
could?
top hat.
Yeah, he looks like a magician. Your classic magician. Do you think you could fly through the back door and let us in the front? The door's unlocked back there.
He does a bow, and as it looks like he's reaching for a hand to kiss, a flower goes poof, little confetti, and then he turns around, poofs his little coattails out, and then glides like a magical girl. Then he comes back around sheepishly and then puts his hand out to ask for the documents.
Oh, we don't even have to step foot in this place. Okay. Merlin, you're a genius.
I reach up and hand him the documents.
He takes them. Where do you want him to put them?
Where is somewhere that's not too obvious, but still findable if we were to have the police come?
Under the mattress.
I was just
Everybody
about to
hides
say.
everything under the mattress.
I was just thinking that myself. Wow, 3 great minds all in a row.
Little ghostly dove floaters away. He turns around and glides. You wait for like 2 minutes before.
So, what's your favorite method of killing, Lakaya?
Just really, it doesn't need to be anything fancy. I just sort of rip people open.
Bloody business.
People, things, animals, whatever. They started first.
Oh, so it's in self-defense.
I have been told to give that response, yes.
Does Ecclesius feel a little sparkle in his heart? Sounds
That
like
blood
you've got a good
vessel
lawyer.
that broke earlier is healed.
I'm making a difference. Not a good one, mind you, but a difference.
Good, bad. It's up to debate.
Oh my gosh. Okay. At that moment, Merlin comes back, kind of looking like he's out of breath, and he's covered in dove poop. And he turns around and as a dove goes, and then he gives you a double thumbs up.
Oh,
Neat.
wonderful.
Is that it?
I think we're done here. No doors were needed to be broken. Sorry.
Actually, not bad for a 2-bit magician.
I'll pretend I didn't hear that.
All right.
Yeah, whatever. Pretend whatever you want.
Don't insult Merlin like that. It's rude.
Merlin puts his hand on his hips and goes,
I'll take my hat off and gesture it to Merlin, and he just dives inside, and I'll end the spell.
okay. Merlin goes back to sleep. Now, are you guys...
How's that for a magic trick?
Show off.
You guys heading back to the church?
Yeah, if we can
We were
find it.
promised booze.
You walk down and you start making your way. Roll a society. The DC is lower since you've been here before.
We know our
It's a big city.
we
Come
know
on.
our way back.
I've been lost in cities before, so nice. Oh yeah, you crush it.
All right.
Sabina's
I
like,
used to own the
charge.
street, actually.
we should have been making you do the society check.
Yeah,
You're
you got a +3.
You
Well,
didn't have-
Ecclesius did specifically hand it to me, so
It was all a ploy.
trying to make us work together, are you?
Okay. It's gonna take you about 20 minutes to get back. Ecclesius, Ari, you are eating funeral potatoes and finger sandwiches.
Yes, the funeral
Funeral
potatoes.
What are funeral
It's
potatoes?
the kind of casserole that Mormons
Yeah.
serve.
It's a cheesy potatoes. It's like shredded potatoes with cream and cheese baked till it's crispy and
Oh, it
ooey
sounds
gooey.
amazing.
It's
Is
pretty
it
good.
only
had-
available at funerals?
It's called
Yeah.
funeral potatoes because Mormons do like somber little celebrations of life, and it's like a
Mm.
comfort food. So, and casseroles are definitely like a
For context, the
Midwest.
reason we keep making Mormon references is because Kiki and I were both raised Mormon, so we're just drawing from our personal experiences in case it felt like we were oddly targeting a specific religion.
yeah. We are targeting Mormons, but that's because we can.
Because we know all about it.
Because we should.
Okay.
Ari,
Yeah,
I'm
you-
very sorry that you went through all that and couldn't even get her to heal it for you. But I still was able to get close enough, thanks to that, to find out that it's not actually a sham. She was indeed healing those people. It's unfortunate because it makes it less easy to expose her if she's not actually lying.
Well, she's not lying about the healing. You're right. However, two things occurred to me while waiting. One, it doesn't just because she can heal people still doesn't mean that it's come by honestly.
How
I mean,
interesting.
um,
Enlighten me.
the performative nature of this entire thing, like something feels off by it, coupled with, what I overheard during your mixed attempt at flirting. Uh,
Yes.
uh, I don't know. There's a veneer here that I don't like. It's the same kind of
I,
veneer I didn't like where I came from in my warren.
indeed. You know, for my actual religion, we have a saying that truth above all else. Now, there are other parts to that proverb that we won't go into right now, but these sort of masks that these good deities wear while their followers prance about with, it's such a mockery, isn't it? It deserves punishment. It deserves to be brought low to the mud.
You saw my rap sheet 87 counts of blasphemy simply because I dared argue with one of the priests that life and death is not a binary but a spectrum and that undead simply felt like they could exist.
As you say that, an old lady who's eating her potatoes looks down at you and goes, "Oh, well, I never." Teeters away.
Killer.
I did see your
Listen.
rap sheet, Ari, and I knew from the get-go that we would work together well. Now, I am thinking that we need to start finding out where this oil is going to be. And also, I think I have a follow-up appointment with dear Betty. You see her over there
Yes.
by the Saren Ray Mead. If that's one thing that this church does right, it's their
Yeah.
mead.
Betty is sitting there
Couldn't
drinking
even
and
meet.
pretending to listen to people around, but
The
you can see she is in such a bad mood. She's just like,
the other thing I had said there were two things. The other thing that occurred to me is somewhere in Draconio's note was a mention of angel blood. And I think I know exactly who that is talking about.
Ah, I will be honest with you, friend. I believe you're correct. But I desperately want her to experience the tainted anointing herself rather than die for it.
You can have two things.
What's your thought?
I would love to find out how ardent her faith is. You, I think you should go visit your acquaintance maybe for a while and let me see what I can see.
I'll make sure to pick up a drink for when you get back.
Thank you.
both of you make me a quick perception check as you split on your ways. Uh, and then
Do you want this to be just mechanically? Would you like it to be a public role or a different type?
Oh, I should be asking for private roles, shouldn't I? Ecclesius, you
Oh,
don't.
I
It's okay. You don't see anything of note. Your eyes are on the prize.
Yes, I'll make mine private GM.
That's right. In Pathfinder, secret roles are a big thing. Um,
I feel like with perception rolls, that's just a good habit to be in because
Mhm.
if you roll low and you say you don't see anything, then that means there's definitely something to see.
right. Also, I can be making these roles from your character sheet too, which
Yeah. It is nice though within Foundry to go back to the beginner stream concept where, you know, at a tabletop you almost the players always know what they roll because the dice are in front of them. Here the ability to hit blind GM roll does
right.
help with that because then I know I'm looking for stuff. I just don't know how much of what you're telling me is going to be the truth.
Yeah. Also, I can do private perception rolls, and I can do it like this, and none of you will know. Oops, that's initiative. Uh, go on. Wait, I can do it like this. I can do it secret, and then and you have no idea what I just rolled.
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah. Cool. Ari, you just notice that as the ceremony progresses, more and more doves kind of fly through. You are all in kind of like the courtyard area, a little like gardeny part. Doves are starting to kind of flock down and sit upon some of the statues, and they're just curiously looking around. Their eyes fall upon you, then fall upon others.
Was wow, I just drew a blank on her name. The
Shalise or Betty?
yes, Shalise. I know that she ended her service by saying she needs a bite, but is she actually present here eating with us, or did she go off?
She is eating, though she is speaking with a very tall elf who looks much older, like really long rose colored hair, the fanciest robes. This is the high priestess, the leader of the church. She's been presiding over the meetings, but not letting the others kind of take control. According to the little program, you know that she will be the one doing the anointing. And it looks like she has her hand on Shalice's shoulder. She's encouraging her and giving her warm words. And Shalise is just nervously like eating her funeral potatoes, going, mm-hmm, 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 mm-hmm. Anything else?
I approach Betty.
I see Ari is smiling in a way.
Well, I figured give Ecclesias a chance to approach Betty because Ari is watching and having some thoughts as he's watching this interaction between the High Priestess and.
Okay. Ecclesias, you approach Betty. Betty is listening to an old lady talk about uh, a new song she has written to be played during the service, and Betty patiently trying to explain that she has to go through the proper channels to have the song approved before it can be added to the hymnal. Um,
I'll gently cut in and say, I'm very sorry, but there's a pressing matter that urgently needs Miss Betty's attention. May I borrow her for a moment?
Oh, yes, dear. All right. Well, if you just let me cut in and I could play
Yes,
it.
we'll be right back.
Uh-huh.
Thank you.
It's called Blessed Be the Dawn. And I borrowed the melody of a
Getting Betty
popular
away.
Christmas carol. Mr. Ecclesias. Mr. Ecclesias, how do you enjoy the service so far?
It's been interesting. I see what you mean about the way that she carries herself in general, it seems to not be quite exactly what you'd expect in a leader of the church. But that's neither here nor there. I wanted to share some more details with you, if you are still interested in those.
She kind of like looks around. You see her clock where Shalise and the High Priestess Angelica are seems far enough away out of earshot. And then she looks at you. Fine. What have you to say?
Well, I recently had a case, a very interesting case, come across my desk. And it was about that underground burglary ring.
The underground.
Now,
Oh, sorry.
yes, no, it's fine. Uh, it seemed to be an open and shut case. And all the evidence pointed towards a very stereotypical crime lord. Rough upbringing, ill-mannered, very rough around the edges. If anyone sort of encountered them in a courtroom, they would instantly throw the book at them. It all lined up so perfectly, in fact, that I thought to do a little digging of my own. I started talking to some of the co-conspirators, and the stories, they weren't matching up. Details here and there about the description of who actually ran...
Sorry. Go on.
Anyway,
Poor Ecclesiastes.
to cut to the chase...
Ari clocks this and just starts chuckling like,
Oh,
She goes,
I'm sorry, I thought you were interested in the anointment. I
I
see
thought
that's
you
not
were
the
gonna
case. My
speak
apologies.
about the anointment. What do I care about? Some random drug cartel gang related.
Because as I started to get information out from the culprits, they all started to point towards one specific individual.
You don't mean Shalise. She won't
I
even
do.
swear.
It's the perfect cover, isn't it? Now, I have very good reason to believe that the original documents, the ones that I received, the doctored versions of, are still at her house. One of her particularly close confidants let slip that they would never think to search the house of a Serenade, especially one so esteemed in the community. But if someone was to search there, they would find something very interesting. And I can't help but think that if another Serenite happened to bring this sort of treachery to light, that they would be justly rewarded by their church.
Roll deception.
Okay, Dice, come on. That was the best talking I could have done for that. I need you.
I mean, there are documents there. She would get out.
Son of a biscuit and a half. Oh my good golly God, I swear to
She narrows her
Clinton
eyes
Jams.
and she lowers her voice. What is your angle? What reason do you have to lock up little Miss Goody Two Shoes that you would be willing to make up an entire story just to take her down?
Look, regardless of the story's factual nature, there's supporting evidence to be
But
found.
why? What's in it for you?
I'm sure that you know that Shalise,
It was Celeste
was
when she came
also
back from Europe for a couple weeks. It was quite annoying.
yes,
Or
but I'm
where's
sure
Europe?
that you know that she was also an orphan before she was picked up by the church.
Aren't we all?
Anyway, her demeanor now and actions that she took back then may not be directly in alignment. She's caused hurt, suffering.
Oh, it's vengeance.
And now she's exalted for all to see and worship. I want her to feel what she made others feel. And I think that you can help me do that.
She takes her mead. That's very interesting, Mr. Ecclesias. Well, seeing as her house is a good 20-minute hike from here, I am sure we can send somebody to look, but I don't know what help it will do, but I guess it's worth a try.
Of course.
Thanks for the tip.
Thanks for being so accommodating, Betty. If you ever need any help in the legal system in the future, don't hesitate to call me up. Cheers.
I think I'd prefer a lawyer who is actually good at lying. Cheers.
Shit.
Let's take a 10-minute break.
That was awesome. Holy crap, Josh, you're scary.
I told you, this is an origin story, everyone.
Yeah.
All right,
cool.
guys, let's take a 10-minute break. I need to pee.
Me too.
Oh.
All right, we'll be right back.
Really quick, Scar, before you go. Oh, okay.
She's gone.
Yep.
All right, okay.
The dice taketh and the dice taketh.
I know.
Ah. And I came up with a brilliant idea, but I came up with it like about 5 minutes too late.
What was it?
One of the things about the exemplar is when you channel your spark, it is noticeable. And it occurred, and it's divine. It specifically says divine magic is how it registers. And I thought of it too late. I'm like, I should have channeled my divinity. I should have channeled this essence spark into me the moment I got near her. And that would have, and basically use that as a, it's a miracle angle.
Oh, that would have
Like,
been fun.
it's a miracle angle because one of the icons I took is hardened body, and the damage type is piercing. So I could have then just stabbed myself with a knife and shown that the miracle is my skin is now rock hard.
Oh.
And
Well, I'm sure we'll have other
oh,
opportunities.
I know, but it's one of those moments where I'm like, just a smidge too slow on the thought process.
Oh man, Hinsra House said, "Ouch! All the patter, none of the luck." Yeah, sometimes it can hurt when you feel like you really nailed it, and then you roll like garbage.
It does. I have to say that is one thing I do like in D&D over Pathfinder is the concept of advantage giving you 2d20.
Mhm.
Because I could aid, and I thought about aiding you on a couple of these, rolls, but like that's just a flat plus. It's not, it's not as beneficial. Getting a +2 when you roll a 3 is not helping you.
Yes.
Yeah,
It's
that
also
roll was brutal.
yeah, but it's fine because I think Betty's going to find out that if I'm this vindictive towards a recognized saint, how vindictive am I going to be towards this co-conspirator?
Oh yeah, it's you are building up a very good case for yourself. And I know exactly what I'm going to do next, and it's probably going to get me in big ass trouble too.
Oh, I'm excited. Also, asphyxia, I love how I gave the direction specifically to you because I'm like, asphyxia is the least likely to get lost to these people. And then,
The fact
and
that
then
asphyxia doesn't have training in society What Sabina does is the most
Oopsie.
hilarious thing to me.
I know. I'm above society, okay? That was hilarious. I can't wait to see how the Taco Man comes back into play.
Oh, he's gonna be like a paladin of Sarenrae or something, and then just be like, "How dare you!"
Yeah, or just some kind of snitch with a reason to give up information.
I
His
mean,
taco was thrown away. That's like kicking someone in their face.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, there was definitely like is this an undercover cop vibe or something to this Taco Man?
Right. It was sus.
The sombrero was really the giveaway, right? Like,
That's so funny. Yeah, fake accent, fake sombrero, fake
mhm.
tacos. The
It's like
whole
that
thing.
really obvious undercover cop, and still doesn't get clocked. Actually, Gabriel, we're talking literal tacos. You know, like fish tacos.
Now I want a fish taco, damn it.
I've never liked fish tacos. It's
Really?
well, the thing is that I don't really like cooked fish. I love sushi. I love seared tuna. But really, the only cooked fish I like is salmon or swordfish.
Okay.
Mhm.
But have you had like deep fried
Yeah,
fish?
of course. It's just I think there are better things to deep fry. I'll take a deep fried chicken over a deep fried fish.
Okay, okay. Well, I've definitely had some bomb ass fish tacos.
Hey, Scar. Just as a quick heads up, my babysitter is off duty at 8 o'clock tonight. So
Yeah,
I
we're gonna be
okay.
over
30 minutes.
in 30 minutes.
Okay.
Is
Cool.
that good?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. That's gonna be. Are we going 4:30 to 8? Is that our normal
Typically.
schedule? Is that our typical
Yeah.
schedule? Okay.
And then however, going forward, I'll have the hard start time of 6:30 because that's when Ashley gets picked
Oh,
up. But
that's
then I'll
right. We
be
have
good
the
to go.
magical teleporty for you.
Yes. Yeah.
Perfect. Oh, and I do have to say, not next Friday, but the Friday after. I can't remember what days we agreed to take off, but Steven has to do his training, and it's like at work in the middle of game time. So,
Ooh.
yeah, I don't know why. They're making him train during second shift, which is lame. That shift
Huh.
is like 11, or no, it's like 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. Yeah,
Stupid.
yeah. I hate that shift. But next week I think we're fine, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
We have next week. Okay. I have to look at the notes we took. I definitely took notes about the schedule.
Yeah, it's in schedule.
Perfect.
Off days,
All
Feb
right.
21st, March 7th.
Sorry, my brain.
Oh yeah, Scar. I
Yeah.
just wanted to point out your chat is on it with the puns.
Oh,
Like,
they're great.
consistently.
My chat's amazing. I love playing D&D. The chat is like a whole like player in this. It's great. It's amazing. um that was awesome. Okay. Let's get back to business.
Oh, also, Scar, I just wanted to call out something too, just because for new people who are new to roleplay, this is such an important thing as a DM. Because I failed that deception roll, but then you did the whole failing forward thing, where just because you fail doesn't mean that you stop a plot point
Right.
where it's progressing.
Exactly.
They may not get their intended outcome, and it may have a worse consequence later, but it still progresses things.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's a tough thing to do as a DM. You just like nailed that.
Oh, thank you. I would have been really
Yeah.
bad at that in the past, but it's just one of those things that you gotta keep DMing and you keep adding to your improv library. But you usually don't, like, unless the player is contradicting some established information, I usually try not to correct or, I just, like if I had established that Betty happened to be Shalice's sister, then I might have been like, that's not working, right? But it's better to take care of that in game, and that might have had some bad consequences for our bullshitter over here.
I've never told a lie in my life. I don't know what you're talking about.
He's so honest, he can't lie.
Mm-hmm. It's a condition. I was born with it. I was born with the inability to lie.
All right, Jim. Asphyxia, Sabina, Lakaya, you arrive back right when the last of the funeral potatoes is being scraped away from the deep dish. Only the sandwiches made from the outside bread pieces are left, where it's like all crust. And the
Okay,
egg
but how about the
salad,
alcohol?
there's still alcohol. There seems to be a lot of Serenite mead left.
Well, I think that's what us ladies are interested in at the time, for the time being. Shall we
At
grab a drink?
least,
Well,
least
glad you all
then-
made it.
I need to fight a fuck something in the next 20 minutes. Or I'm gonna burn this fucking building to the ground.
I'm gonna reach into my pack and hand Sabina the the drink, the Everclear.
Oh,
The absinthe?
yeah!
It's
absinthe.
just rubbing alcohol with a little bit
She
of water.
slams it and takes a huge drag on her cigarette and goes, I need a fucking cigarette.
Oh my god.
Please don't
Oh.
smoke in the church. An old lady with all these doves on her shoulders and on her head.
In the
She
church.
puts out her cigarette, but is just kind of generally smoking. She's exuding smoke.
All these fucking doves. They're just white pigeons.
What's wrong? I'll have you know, I'm actually rather fond of pigeons. They were used for communication long before we were able to
Cast
have
message.
these more magical means that helped us to, and then we let them all go.
Nobody
Now look at
fucking
them all.
cares.
And you wonder why she fell asleep while you were hitting on her.
I personally love doves.
I'm glad
They
there's
make for
someone
great
here that
props.
likes them.
Hey, we planted the fucking papers. Did you do your part?
Yes, and there's someone who will be going to try and investigate that fact. Shortly.
And the rest of it?
We
We're
just
working on
started. One part
You
at
just-
a time.
We've been gone for like 3 fucking hours.
We've been gone for an hour.
You all have corn dogs.
Well, I would have had that taco, but Sabina threw it in the bushes.
You
Right
didn't
in
piss
front
off
of the
the taco
vendors.
vendor, right? No, I'm kidding.
So, what intel have you gathered?
Sabina, as you think about that taco, you feel like you see the silhouette of a lizard folk, like, behind some bushes, but it's just a trick of the light.
Crazy eyes.
Hmm.
You know how to
What?
track people?
Do I know how to track people?
Yeah, you look like you could, like, sniff around like a dog or something.
Got to take that as not a compliment. I don't feel like you don't give those out very well.
Can you
Very
do it or
often.
not?
Yeah, of course I can. What do you want?
Remember that, like, lizard guy at the taco stand?
Oh, where you yeeted it into the trash can? Yes.
Yeah, that guy. I think he's fucking, like, following me or some shit. Can you, like, sniff him out for me?
What are you afraid of a taco man?
I'm not afraid of nobody or nothing. But I know better than to leave a loose end.
All right then. She's gonna get up and like crack her fingers. Let's go hunt somebody down. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would like to look for the taco man.
Roll me a not secret perception check.
Okay. I have a feat. I don't know if it helps.
Maybe.
Experienced tracker?
Tell me what it does.
Ooh.
Sounds like it would help.
Yeah.
Can I put it in the chat somehow?
If you
Yeah,
How do I
if you
click on
click
an-
the icon.
Okay. You can track while moving at full speed by taking a -5 penalty to your okay, so this looks like if you are overworld traveling and you're choosing which speed you're going at, that could affect it. But it seems like if you have this skill,
Okay.
you can probably track. So in order to track, you are trained in survival?
Yes.
Okay, roll survival. You look around, but it is pretty crowded in here. However, there are a few lizard folk in unremarkable or unstand out. What is it when it's clothing are not very standouty?
Inconspicuous?
Yeah, indistinguished. Just like you can't even remember what the taco guy was wearing. Discreet.
Sombrero.
No,
Yeah,
well, no.
big ass.
I very specifically remember that.
Except there are no sombreros.
Actually, they're all wearing sombreros.
Yeah,
every
wait.
lizard man.
Every
It's their-
Look, they all look the
single-
fucking same.
Who invited the Lizard Folk Mariachi Band?
It's the
That's
it's the
that's their
catering.
cultural headpiece.
They're
what in the
doing
world are you
catering.
talking about?
They're catering street tacos. That's when, as you're looking around, though, you notice. Oh, you haven't seen Shalise. You just see a big fancy dressed up lady talking to another dressed up lady, walking away from the crowd, towards one of the more like holy places of the church behind a big door. And they slip inside.
That was the most sexually charged way I've ever heard going to a holy place described.
That was not intentional. I'm so repressed right now. They're going to a holy place.
Turn to Sabina.
Slip into the holy place.
Turn to Sabina and just say, so apparently this guy is more formidable than I thought. I don't see him, or you're imagining things.
Probably
Number
that
2,
one.
there's a pretty fancy lady and another person up to no good shenanigans, I think. Maybe, I don't know. They're sneaking around. And then I turn to Ecclesias. Is that the one you were flirting with?
No, that's our dear Lady Shalise Battle Ray.
Doesn't answer my question.
No, I was not flirting with her.
Oh.
The High Priestess was with her as well, and no, I was not flirting with her either.
He looks disgusted.
But it's likely they're going to prepare for the anointing. So we have to start making our best steps to sabotage that.
What does
You
this
haven't fucking
anointing
started
look
that?
like?
Oh, my good lady Sabina, this is a collaborative effort.
Don't fucking collaborative effort Lady Sabina me, alright? You've
Well,
just been
we've
fucking
done
sitting
our
around
part.
here. We've been walking all over this fucking place.
And I...
Yeah, there was traffic. What is up with these damn birds? Can I
Grab
do an
one.
insight check on these fucking
wanna grab one.
cooing pigeons?
Yeah, sure. Perception, please. Remember, perception is on the side there,
is
underneath your
on the
AC.
left. Yeah.
They are albino ass pigeons.
Fuck.
They pooped all over Merlin.
Those aren't doves. Nah, Merlin's not here.
Earlier had pooped all over Merlin.
Oh.
Remember, he came
Ew.
back with...
Ew, does that mean there's pigeon shit in my hat? Ugh, wouldn't be the
Is that why
first
your
time.
hair's that ugly white? She says that she also has white hair.
Yeah! I don't think Sabina's ever seen a mirror before.
I'm just saying, mine looks good.
Okay, so did you
I-
grab...
Roll society to see if this seems like an appropriate amount of pigeons.
Sure.
Are we inside a church right now?
Yes, but the luncheon is happening in a... You know what? I made this whole ass fucking map.
You know, there's my
You made
good
a
roll.
map?
There's my good roll to see if this is the appropriate pigeon density for this area of the city.
Okay, I'll
It
let you know
is.
in a second. Here, so you guys...
Oh, wow.
I was gonna wait until like combat. You guys are in this little
Well, you
area.
don't have to wait. I'll start a combat.
Okay.
Oh.
Sabina starts biting pigeons' heads.
Hold on. You guys are over here. Okay, I am just sticking this token over here. This token is just for the chat to see, so don't freak out. Actually, yeah, she would have been over here. So this is where everyone
Cute
is having
green lady.
their...
Why would I freak out?
That's Shalise.
Go on.
So yeah, this is... These... Okay, you know that doves are typically associated with church, Sarenrae. It's very angelic-y, symbolism-y. They feed these fucking things. They attract these things.
Oh, this is where my dove supplier must get my shipments of magical props.
How many dubs do you go through?
You'll just have to come to one of my shows.
Well, now that we have a map, let's see. So, did they go towards these doors on the right then?
They went
Was that
north.
the holy place?
They went straight north to the north quadrant.
Okay.
Could I move in and see kind of like where they're headed?
They went behind the door, so they slipped in. But yes, you can move if you would like. If you want to get a better view.
Oh, how fun.
Yeah, the door doesn't seem to be locked or anything. It just seems like a place where they might carry supplies.
Alright, let's get our fucking blood and get the fuck out of here.
Looking at the layout, right, where the pews are facing different directions, are they setting up for the anointing in a specific location in the room?
Let me look.
I imagine there's got to be some sort of like prep.
Yeah, so they are prepping in this room up here. But it looks like, so this right here was where they were holding the ceremony, this particular like little corner. It seems like this might be where people are starting to gather and sit in preparation. And they're kind of just like finishing up their potatoes and their drinks and waiting. Though suddenly the door.
What's this room off to the left? Oh,
room off to the left, you're not
sorry.
sure. It have you been to this church? Do you go to church, Ecclesias?
Probably.
Okay, you know that
I
is.
go for educational purposes or for my clients.
To the left is a crypt where they have holy saints buried.
Fun.
Though, as you're looking around, the door swings back open and Shalise and Angelica kind of glide by. You see Shalise is holding in her hand a scepter. Angelica has a bowl. And they go, oh, excuse me. And they begin setting up right over here, paying you no mind. The doors are left open, though.
Ari's going to try to sneak through.
All right, you guys make your way in. And after you move to where you want to go, roll stealth. Or sneak. Stealth, sneak.
Stealth.
It should have been private, but that's okay.
It's okay if you don't roll that one secretly.
Damn, it's not Asphyxia's day today. At least
A
it's
dove
Merlin's.
watches you as you go in.
Oh, shit.
Don't worry about it. I'll take the rest of them.
Could I actually go to the crypt? Because they're over here preparing, right?
Yeah.
Where, yeah. Is the crypt locked?
It is.
So,
did you have a follow-up, or shall I now explain?
Well, I was checking if I had thieves' tools, and I don't. So, please carry on.
Those of you...
Sabina's right here.
In this little area looks like kind of like a private chapel. It has a statue of Sarah and Ray in the middle with some candles, and underneath are containers of oils, basins, fresh cloths, kind of like the holy things that might be. But as you are wall walking in, the doors start to close behind you. Ecclesias, do you make your way in before the door closes, or are you going to get locked out?
Oh, I don't want to be locked out of the campaign.
You have to go listen to more church.
Oh, no.
I journey in.
Doves start sitting, kind of squeezing in, looking at you, narrowing their little eyes. One opens its beak, and the deepest, most commanding, metallic voice. Halt, thieves! And as their wings flutter with a flash of light, they transform into floating visor helmets with dove wings on the corners, or on the sides. These are Cassisians, a type of messenger angel that often take the form of doves.
Oh, ask and the Lord provides, doesn't he?
Hold on. We will be getting to this combat next week, since it is now 8 o'clock. But you are now being... Oh, I'll show you a picture of them. Hold on. Oops.
Ooh.
Show players.
Oh.
Bright light is like
Cool.
piercing out of the visors, and their wings flap and flutter. They follow Asphyxia like
They would
Kian.
They would look great in my act.
Actually, really quick, Scar, I just realized something. With the scheduling thing next week, would it be better if I actually did not make it inside the doors?
That is a good idea. Yeah, you'll have another thing going on.
Nice.
Okay. You are walking
Okay.
up and the door slams in your face.
That's
Or
smart.
Oh, they'll be fine.
Or you're still by the crypt door trying to figure out where did they, checking the underneath the rugs, where did they stick those keys? We will figure that out by next week. And that concludes our first session of Oops All Tieflings. Good job, everyone. Do you guys want to
That was so much fun.
It was.
Do you want to do some golden buzzers?
Woo!
What's that?
You'll see. Okay.
Golden lizards.
Golden lizards. Kiki, do you wanna start?
Yeah. This is a tough one because everybody was so awesome. But I gotta give it to Sabina because holy fuck. She's just so funny. This New Yorker girl accent is just
If you
so
don't
much fun.
if you don't say verklempt at least once, I'm gonna be disappointed.
For clumped.
Verklempt.
So yeah, no, I just really like it's really fun beefing with Sabina. And then just shout out, Josh, your lawyering skills are really fucking awesome. I love Eurydice's little kobold. I loved the description of the bloodstone. And Lakaya, like usually Lizzie plays very sweet, tender, loving characters. So seeing in her in this role is so. And Scarlett, you're just a great DM. So
Oh, thank you. Sabina, who are you giving yours to?
I'm gonna give mine to Asphyxia because of kind of the same thing. Like, I love the constant bickering between us, and just it's so fun. We've kind of been like, we've been playing these characters and several one shots, and they've always had kind of beef with each other, and it's fun getting to like the origin of that. So that was the most enjoyable thing for me.
Yay.
And then also just Lakaya. I love that character. So
Yes.
Lizzie.
I think I'll give my buzzer to Ecclesias simply because you're so fun to just like immediately. I was worried about jumping in and being too intense, and you played it off really well. So thank you for rolling with the punches. And you're the only one of well, actually, I don't know what Asphyxia how she does in social situations, so not saying it for certain, but thank you for being the voice of the party. You're very clever.
Man. Thank you.
Erudite.
I will, as a runner-up comment, the interplay between Asphyxia, Sabina, and Lakaya is wonderful because it's just like angry Scooby-Doo vibes for that entire run through the town.
Oh my
and it was
gosh.
absolutely wonderful. But I do have to give mine to Ecclesias because the intensity you have nailed the intensity of what I expect a actual lawyer devil to be.
Oh, thank you.
Perfect.
Yeah, Josh's roleplay is top tier.
Okay, now Josh, do you understand what a golden buzzer is?
Yeah,
Do you?
it's a recognition.
Yeah, who are
You
you
have
giving
to
yours
describe
to?
Oh man. Feel on the spot. I think I got to give it to Ari. Just really good yes and throughout it, all of our interactions. I just really appreciate how into the like dynamic that we had going on you were. It was a ton of fun. I mean, but I also want to call out, like Erudite said, whenever we panned over to you three going through the city, it was hilarious. Uh,
Yay.
you guys have really great chemistry together, and
Yay.
that is.
Yeah.
I think this is going to be a really fun campaign.
This is the first time me, Lizzie, and Evelyn have been able to play together. It's always one of us GMing for each other. So
Well, that's
this
great.
is, yeah,
Oh,
this is
yay.
awesome.
Okay, that means our
Yeah.
winner, our golden buzzer winner, is Ecclesias, which means you get a free hero point next session.
Oh,
You're gonna need
yay!
it. Roll like shit.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
I'm gonna need it too.
I was
Okay.
super anxious about this, so that's very
Aw.
encouraging.
Well, next week will be combat. Y'all will get to experience how combat works in Pathfinder and learn how to use our character sheets. Yeah, you'll do fine. It'll be great. I'm gonna cut y'all loose. We'll see you all next week at
All right.
4:30 Mountain Time. Bye, everyone.
Okay. And I'll be sticking
Bye.
around.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. All right, guys. I'm gonna find you here in a second. Da, da, da. It's time for me to go. Oh, my baby is going. Why is it so blue? What the fluck?